Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Against the Odds. So last week, we had one of our all-time closest Against the Odds polls. It was Paradox Haze versus Blood Sun. There were some other options, but those were the two big ones, and in the end, it came down to Paradox Haze winning 1,830 votes to 1,827 votes for Blood Sun. Super close. So this week, we are heading to Modern to play a deck I'm calling Starfield Paradox, looking to take some extra upkeeps and take advantage of them with some really sweet enchantments. So a quick reminder before we break down Starfield Paradox for Modern. If you enjoy this deck and you'll want to see it made into videos, take a minute, click the like button, the subscribe button, leave a comment, anything you can do to support your deck, because whichever deck is most popular gets a shot at being made into videos next week. So Starfield Paradox, build around the winning card Paradox Haze. So Paradox Haze, really unique enchantment. Basically, it enchants a player and then it gives that player an extra upkeep every turn. You get one upkeep, you get another upkeep. So you're probably wondering, well, how do you abuse extra upkeeps? And the cool thing is there's some effects that take advantage of the upkeep. So in our deck, most of the time, we are looking to Paradox Haze ourselves to get an extra upkeep, although there are situations where in the late game, we might want to turn our Paradox Haze on our opponent. But our two main combo pieces with Paradox Haze are Starfield of Nyx and Curse of Misfortune. So these ones are kind of straightforward. Starfield of Nyx can turn all of our enchantments into creatures, which is a way we can win the game, although that is sometimes a drawback. The big thing here is at the beginning of our upkeep, we get to reanimate an enchantment for free, directly from our graveyard to the battlefield, and we have some really powerful options. And if we have a Paradox Haze out, we get to do that twice. So our first upkeep, we get back an enchantment. Second one, we get back an enchantment. The other cool thing is we can get our Paradox Haze in the graveyard, play our Starfield of Nyx, use Starfield of Nyx to get back Paradox Haze, and then on our next turn, we have the Paradox Haze, we have the Starfield, we get back two more enchantments, and hopefully that's enough to kind of set up the win of the game. The other big combo piece is Curse of Misfortunes, which is a curse that lets us enchant a player, and then at the beginning of our upkeep, we get to tutor for another curse that's not already attached to that player and attach it to that player. So this means we can tutor up a curse, and then if we have Paradox Haze, we tutor up another curse. And let's talk about curse first, because this one's pretty sweet. So if we can get down our Curse of Misfortunes, we can tutor out, first off, Overwhelming Splendor, which shuts down activated abilities outside of Planeswalkers, makes all creatures into 1/1. Then our next curse is Curse of Deathhold, which is all creatures enchanted player controls -1/-1, which just hard locks creatures out of the game. They're all 1/1s, they're all getting -1/-1, so any creature just immediately dies. If we have down our Paradox Haze when we play Curse of Misfortunes, we can do this all in one turn. Our first upkeep, we get Overwhelming Splendor. Second upkeep, Curse of Deathhold. Lock creatures out of the game pretty early in the game. And then our last curse tutor target is Cruel Reality, which is basically our finishing curse. Once we have creatures locked out of the game, our opponent's just taking 5 damage every turn. And Cruel Reality is a card where we can turn our Paradox Haze on our opponent, enchant them with it so they get an extra upkeep. So they'd actually be losing 10 life a turn. They can't have a creature to sacrifice, so they take 5 damage, get another upkeep, take 5 more damage. That means 2 turns and they are dead on the spot. So that's our curse plan. Our other plan involves Starfield of Nyx, working with our Paradox Haze. And Starfield has a bunch of sweet enchantments to get back. But first off, we have Commune with the Gods and Crewfix's Insight, which kind of do double duty. They cycle through our deck to help us find our Paradox Haze, find our Starfield, find our curses. They also get enchantments in our graveyard. So when we play our Starfield of Nyx, we have targets to immediately start getting back and start getting value from the reanimation. As far as our getting back targets, we have a bunch more enchantments that do something on our upkeep. So Assemble the Legion, super spicy in this deck. At the beginning of our upkeep, it gets a counter on it, and then we make a 1/1 red and white soldier with haste for each counter on it, which means if we have down our Paradox Haze or a couple Paradox Haze, we're doubling and tripling up the number of tokens we get. So our first upkeep, we get 1, second upkeep 2, then our next turn, let's say we have 2 more upkeeps, we're getting 3 and 4 tokens, which is 7 for free, and then the next turn, we're getting 5 and 6 tokens, which is 11 for free. So in the course of just like 3 turn cycles, Assemble the Legion pretty much just takes over the game on its own. Palace Siege, a little bit strange, mostly in our deck for the life gain and drain ability. We don't really have creatures to get back, so we're setting it on dragons, and then at the beginning of our upkeep, opponent loses 2, we gain 2, get another upkeep with Paradox Haze, do it again, loses 2, gains 2, so we're gaining like 4 life, or maybe 6 life if we have multiple Paradox Hazes. Opponent's losing that life to close out the game, and then Search for Azcanta looks weird, but it does kind of combo with Paradox Haze, because with the extra upkeep, we get to actually kind of scry 2 or mill 2, so we flip our search really quickly, dig even deeper by milling over the cards we don't want, plus we can just mill over enchantments that we want to get back with Starfield of Nyx. So instead of spending mana on our Assemble the Legion, we can just mill over the Assemble the Legion, use Starfield to get it back, go to town that way for free. Otherwise, we have some defensive auras and enchantments to get back from our graveyard. Sphere of Safety, Ghostly Prison, keep us alive against creature decks. Leyline of Sanctity keeps us alive against spell-based decks. Then we have Fertile Ground and Trace of Abundance just to speed up our deck a little bit. We have all of our big important pieces at 5 mana mostly, with our curses, with our Starfield of Nyx and our Curse of Misfortune. Even Paradox Haze is 3 mana, and Paradox Haze doesn't do anything until we get down some of our 5 mana upkeep stuff. So Fertile Ground, Trace of Abundance just help us get out those cards faster. Also gives us enchantments to support our Sphere of Safety. We also have, mana base wise, pretty simple. Fetch lands, shock lands, basic lands. Didn't go over all of them, but pretty straightforward modern mana base. Sideboard, we have a couple other things that work really well with our deck. Curse of Exhaustion is a tutor target for Storm. We can use our Curse of Misfortunes to find it. Makes it so our opponent basically just can't combo off because they can only cast 1 spell a turn. Greater Oromancy to protect our enchantments from removal. A bunch more matchup specific enchantments. Ruined Halo works well against spells, can also be creature removal. Stony Silence for Tron, for Affinity. Nevermore and Gideon's Intervention, more outs against combo decks. If we're worried about Primeval Titans and Scape Shifts, these are going to do a lot more than our Ghostly Prisons. Supreme Verdict and Wrath of God for creature decks. Chalice of the Void, another combo hate card, but really good in some matchups, even against like Death Shadow with all the discard, and we don't really have any 1 mana plays in our deck, so it's kind of a free roll to Chalice on 1 since we don't have any 1 mana stuff. And then Nihil Spellbomb, coming in to deal with our opponent's graveyard, doesn't hit our graveyard, so it doesn't get rid of the enchantments we run to reanimate. And that is Starfield Paradox for Modern, and that's our Against the Odds deck for this week. So I'm pretty excited for this one. I think this deck is going to be super fun. We got a ton of crazy stuff going on, the full 5 colors, but we have some good defense. We have the ley lines, we have the Ghostly Prisons and the Sphere of Safeties, and we have some really good ways of closing out the game. If you think about this deck, if we can go like Fertile Ground on turn 2, by like turn 4, we can get down Curse of Misfortune, start locking out creatures, or get down our Starfield, maybe to get back Paradox Haze and really go to town with our enchantments in the graveyard from Crufix's Insight and Commune with the Gods. So I don't know how competitive it'll be, but I think it's going to be fun and do some really cool things. So anyway, that is our Against the Odds deck for this week. Starfield Paradox for Modern. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the gameplay videos, and I will talk to you soon. If you're looking for a fashionable way to support the channel, make sure to check out the Ixalan t-shirt over at mtgoldfishmerch.com. Alright, Against the Odds time, playing some Starfield Paradox in Modern. And, yeah, I think we gotta ship this one in the dark. Alright, this is pretty good. Yeah, let's put it to the bottom for now. Start with Leyline in play. See if we get the free Leyline win. Razor Verge Thicket. And Birds of Paradise. Alright, interesting. More Leylines. Godless Shrine, Goo. Misty Rainforest. Well, if our opponent's comboing off, that's going to be bad news. Gets an island. And Wall of Omens. Yep. And more Birds of Paradise. Opponent passes. Well, Verdant Catacombs. Crack it. Grab a forest. And we will just Trace of Abundance our forest. Pass the turn. Misty. Opponent cracks it. Breeding Pool. Untap. 5 mana available. More Wall of Omens. Yep. Opponent passes. Commune with the Gods. Opponent has Spell Queller. That's annoying. Breeding Pool tapped. Ship the turn. Opponent gets in with Spell Queller. Paradox Haze. Windswept Heath. Crack it. Grab a forest. And let's just run out our Sphere of Safety. Try to slow our opponent down a little. Too much mana for Spell Queller. So right now, opponent's got to pay 3 to attack, but that number should rise as we play more enchantments. Another island for our opponent. Getting in with the Spell Queller, and pays for it. Yeah, they have plenty of mana to attack right now. Down to 14.
Reflector Mage. Sure. Opponent passes. Ooh, that's not bad. So let's Ruined Halo. I guess we'll just say Knight of the Reliquary. And then Paradox Haze, targeting ourselves. Pass the turn. Misty. Opponent. We could use another Commune with the Gods or something. Yeah, opponent can only attack with 1. Wow, they attack with 0. Aether Vial, down to 1 card in hand. Come on, pay off. Paradox Haze, yeah, more upkeeps, not doing anything. We draw land. Ugh. Well, play Leyline. Play Forest, pass the turn. I'll pass the turn. Opponent, taking up their Aether Vial. Yup. Gonna get in with Reflector Mage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 it costs. Opponent plays land, passes. Yeah, extra upkeep. Well, there's Commune with Gods. So let's Commune. Take Starfield of Nyx. Pass the turn. Maybe we probably should have taken Curse of Misfortune, actually. The problem with Starfield is it's going to turn on our stuff and open us up to removal. So let's Commune with the Gods. Take Trace of Abundance. Cast Trace of Abundance. Yeah, we definitely should have taken Curse. Play another Trace of Abundance. Pass the turn. Restoration Angel. Blinks the wall, draws a card. Well, next turn we're probably going to have to run it out no matter what. Another one? Another Restoration Angel. Draws a card. Vial up to 3. Kitchen Finks. 2 cards in hand. Opponent passes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is so bad. It was definitely a misplay to not take Curse of Misfortune. I think we gotta try to wait, because something as simple as a Reflector Mage would just make us straight up lose. Reflector Mage, bounce Sphere of Safety, we're just dead. But if we can draw a land now, then we can Overwhelming Splendor, and then we have an extra level of safety. That shuts down all the things that would potentially ruin our plan. Yeah, definitely should have just taken the Curse. Opponent gets in, down to 9. Paradox Haze, sure. Well, that's fertile ground. We're going to wait one more turn. We got to dodge one more turn without our opponent drawing it here. They shouldn't have a way to counter Overwhelming Splendor. Opponent gets in, down to 6, and passes. Yep, extra upkeep. Play Sacred Foundry, tapped. Overwhelming Splendor our opponent. Maybe this is just enough to make our opponent concede. Pass the turn. Well, Gavany Township gives our opponent a way to win eventually. Alright, come on. Come on, Curse. Search for Riscanta is pretty good. Let's play Search. Pass the turn. More townships. Opponent gets in for 1. Still don't feel safe playing the Starfield. Opponent hits us down to 5. We actually get 2 mills if we want to. Yes, mill Leyline. Search for Riscanta. We'll keep Crewfix's Insight, and we will transform. And now we will Crewfix's Insight. Paradox Haze, Assemble. And I guess we just play Assemble the Legion. This might be enough, actually. Pass the turn. This would have went a lot easier if we just played the Curse to begin with. Venser. Alright, well, we're actually going to have to kill Venser. Blinks Wall of Omens. Doesn't really do much. Wall comes back. No draw. It's a 1-1. Alright, so we get double counters with Assemble. Another upkeep. More counters. Windswept Heath. But let's search for Riscanta. Looking for Curse of Deathhold. Trace of Abundance. Play Windswept Heath. Crack Windswept Heath. Go to 4. I guess we just take Overgrown Tomb. Trace of Abundance on Breeding Pool. And then another Paradox Haze, targeting ourselves. Everything at Venser. Blocks, blocks, blocks. Yup. And pass the turn, pass the turn. Opponent taken up. Blinks with Venser. Wall of Omens. It's a 1-1. And Eternal Witness. Also a 1-1. I think we're getting there with these double Assemble the Legion counters. And our opponent scoops it up. Alright, yeah. They cannot take all the Assemble tokens. So, a little clunky, a little misplayed. We definitely should have thought it through and taken the Curse when we had the chance over Starfield. But it worked out. We still got there. So bring in Wrath of God, bring in Wrath of God, bring in, I guess, Greater Oromancy. Go down Ruined Halo. Go down a couple of Ley Lines. Let's bring in Nevermore Gideon's Intervention and just try it like that. Alright, we'll try this. It's not insane. Birds of Paradise for our opponent. Stomping Grounds, go. Hallowed Fountain, untapped. This opponent passes. Ugh. We're gonna have every Ghostly Prison and no mana to cast them. Greater Oromancy. Here comes Spell Queller. I mean, we really just need to go land, Ghostly Prison, Wrath, then we're in pretty good shape. Opponent gets in with Spell Queller. Come on, land. Land. All right, it's a land. So now we get to Ghostly Prison, number 1 of 1,000,000. Opponent's got all the Spell Quellers. Coiling Oracle. Oh boy. This would be the turn to draw land. If we draw land here, we probably win. Opponent gets in. Land one time. Windswept Heath. Crack Windswept Heath. Yeah, that's what we were looking for. Grab the forest. Our opponent should not be able to interact with this. Wrath of God. Get back Ghostly Prison. Get back Greater Oromancy. And yeah, it should be a challenge for our opponent to recover from this. They're going to try, though. No scoopage. Coiling Oracle, yep. And our opponent scoops it up. Too much to handle. Sweet. All right. Against the odds time, playing some Starfield Paradox in Modern. I guess we keep this. Not an exciting hand, but we have... Oh, dear. Well, this is going to be about getting down ways to not die to creatures pretty quick. Burn Catacombs, go. If our opponent can just make this a 6/6, it's probably going to be too fast. All right, gets in with Sarah Ascendant. Hits us down to 19. Now, ooh. All right. Well, this means we got a little bit of time at least. We need blue mana, so Breeding Pool tapped. Curse of Deathhold is good if we get to it. Let's play the Swamp and run out Search for Iskanta. Pass the turn. We might be okay. Gets in with Sarah Ascendant. Yep. We get to search. Oh, we got to keep Fertile Ground. That's our chance. Play the land. Fertile Ground our forest. This actually means we have the mana for it next turn. Untap land. Or yeah. Oh boy. Well, I'm pretty sure this is just game. I can't imagine our opponent has a way to get back into this game after Curse of Deathhold comes down. Yep. Search for Iskanta. Yeah, I guess we can mill Stomping Ground. Oh, and the Sphere of Safety? Oh boy. Well, this hand worked out amazingly well. It didn't hurt that our opponent kept a 1-lander, but yeah, Curse of Deathhold you. Game? Is that game? Scoop him up? Curse of Deathhold is just so game over against some decks. I wonder what their plan is to potentially win this game. I think the Curse of Deathhold just locks out like 90% of their creatures. Tech Edge. Opponent passing. Search for Iskanta. We'll keep Starfield. Play Crew Fixes Insight. Paradox Haze, Ghostly Prison, Fertile Ground. And Fertile Ground the Forest. Ship the turn. Opponent. Yeah, opponent scoops it up. Curse of Deathhold, a little good against what our opponent's doing. We probably want Chalice. We can go down Leyline. Greater Oromancy, Runed Halo. The question is, what do we go down to bring in all this stuff? Palace Siege. Let's go down Palace Siege. Maybe we go down 1 Starfield, go 2 Starfields, and maybe we stick with 2 Runed Halos and go down 1 Crew Fixes Insight. Let's try it like that. All right. Well, we got Chalice, which seems sweet. Plains for our opponent. And Soul Warden. Opponent passes. Godless Shrine, tapped, pass the turn. Opponent, Soul Warden. Wow, opponent's Master of the One-Landers. Gets in for 1. Well, his Chalice might be good. Opponent passes. Reality is a minute away. Crack this, grab a forest, and run out Chalice on 1. Pass the turn. Opponent getting in for 2. We do have Fertile Ground, which helps. Opponent passes. All right, so let's just Fertile Ground the forest. Sacred Foundry tapped. Pass the turn. And I think we're in pretty spectacular shape here. All right, opponent finds land number 2. There's a Pride Mate. Man, finding Chalice for 2 would be hilarious. We're going to be at 14 with a Chalice on 1. Opponent gets in. 4-2. Yup, down to 14. And passes. I'll play the Plains. And yeah, let's just Supreme Verdict. Pass the turn. Ghost Quarter. Yep, gonna Ghost Quarter. We will grab another forest. Opponent passes. Land? Paradox Haze. Yeah, let's commune. Take Fertile Ground, pass the turn. Ghost Quarter over Field of Ruin is weird. Opponent. Alright, Squadron Hawk. Refilling, gaining some life. Yeah, opponent gets 2 Squadron Hawks. Gets in for 1. We take it. Down to 13. And passes. Now let's Fertile Ground our Plains. And then just Ghostly Prison. Slow our opponent down a bit. Opponent. Jeez. Brutal. Gets in for 1 at the cost of their turn. Yep. And passes. I think we're just going to play Assemble. Assemble seems sweet. Assemble into double Paradox Haze next turn. I guess it's going to gain our opponent a bunch of life, but that's fine. Opponent runs out his Squadron Hawk, gains some life, and scoops it up. Oh, we got him. We got him. Not bad, not bad. All right, against the odds time, playing some Starfield Paradox in Modern, and I don't know about this one. Yeah, I think we gotta ship it. All right. Well, we're gonna keep this one. We do get to scry for the land. To the bottom. What if fails? Opponent cracks it. Sacred Foundry. Is this burn? It's burn. Well, come on, land on top. I don't know if this is gonna work well either way. Well, we do get a land, which is good. And a land, also good. A breeding pool tapped. Pass the turn. So we're going to need ley lines and ways to stop the creatures. Oh boy. 2 Goblin Guides. Opponent getting in. Ruined Halo. Well, that can stop the Goblin Guide in the future. It can't do it this turn. Well, play the Swamp. Play Fertile Ground. Pass the turn. Here comes the Goblin Guides. Down to 10. On top we have Curse of Deathhold. Ugh, okay. Yup. And Lava Spike. Down to 7. Windswept Heath. Crack Windswept Heath. Grab a Plains. Trace of Abundance the Plains. Ruined Halo on Goblin Guide. And pass the turn. Well, we will see. We're at 6, which is only 2 burn spells, and our opponent has not been playing lands. I think we have to draw a ley line this turn. It's a forest. So play Paradox Haze, targeting ourselves. I'm expecting just bolt, we're dead. Play Search for Iskanta, pass the turn. Wow, no bolt. Well, Grim Lavamancer, we still have a turn to draw Leyline, and we get 2 search activations thanks to Paradox Haze? Maybe. So search for Iskanta. We gotta mill Paradox Haze. We just need to find this Leyline. Search for Iskanta. I think we gotta mill it. Starfield. So Curse of Deathhold. Kill Grim Lavamancer. Pass the turn. Oh, there's land. There's Eidolon. Good lord. We get 2 activations. Search for Iskanta, mill the land, search for Iskanta, mill Cruel Reality, play Starfield, play Windswept Heath. Opponent, no attacks. We are staying alive. Well, sack our stuff. We get back Cruel Reality, enchant our opponent, search for Iskanta, mill Ghostly Prison, another upkeep. Starfield, get back Ghostly Prison, search for Iskanta, mill Trace of Abundance. It still doesn't keep us from dying to bird spells. We just haven't been able to find it. Play Sphere of Safety. That's the turn. Oh no. Yeah, Boros Charm, and we're almost assuredly dead. Oh, we were a ley line away. Goblin Guide, yeah, not doing much anyway. And there's the Helix. Oh, wow. All right, well, we know what we're up against now. We know Chalice of the Void's coming in. Probably bringing in a Greater Oromancy. Going down, we can cut 1 Crewfix's Insight. Maybe go down 1 Starfield. Maybe we got to go down 1 Paradox Haze, as sad as that is in this matchup. Maybe the Sphere of Safety is not necessary. And, all right, 1 more Crewfix's Insight. Let's try it like that. Come on, Leyline. Okay, sketchy. Only 1 land, but we get to start with a Leyline. So we'll see. We definitely need to draw another land. Wooded Foothills. Opponent cracks it. Sacred Foundry. Untapped. All right, Goblin Guide gets us a free look for a land. Goblin Guide. Land, please? No land. Starfield. So we got to crack Verdant. Get a Temple Garden. Down to 17. Land? Sacred Foundry. Well, this is sketchy, but we're going to do it. Chalice on 1. Spending 2 life is probably worth it because it locks out. It's got to lock out more than 2 points of damage. Land for our opponent. Gets in with Goblin Guide. All right, there's a land. That's good. Down to 13. Opponent passes. Well, Windswept Heath, crack it. Grab a forest and run out Ghostly Prison. Destructive Revelry is still annoying. Opponent cracks. Yep. Wow, they just decide to wait. Plays a land. Gets in with Goblin Guide. Gotta pay 2. Yep. Land, please? Another Ghostly Prison on top. Well, play the Ghostly Prison. Pass the turn. Opponent cracks. Down to 13. Tap land. What do you got, opponent? No attack. Opponent passes. We have all the ghostly prisons. All right, ghostly prison. Well, we're not going to die to Goblin Guide. Now we just got to find mana. Opponent passing, discarding. There's a land. That's pretty good. So now we can commune with gods. I guess we take Ruined Halo. Commune with gods. I guess we got to take Starfield. Pass the turn. Chalice on 2 would be nice. Opponent passing. All right, so let's play Fertile Ground on our forest. Play the last ghostly prison. And maybe we could just one-shot our opponent with an attack with Starfield. Opponent. Ooh, they found one. Yeah, there goes our ley line. This could mean we die. This also means we don't have lethal next turn. I'll play Ruined Halo. There's Boros Charm. We gotta name Boros Charm. Pass the turn. Opponent. Passing. Play an island. Play Assemble the Legion. And our opponent needs 2 2-mana burn spells that aren't Boros Charm. Here's one. Helix. Do they have the second one? Yep. Well, that is a little unfortunate. Alright, against the odds time, playing some Starfield Paradox in Modern. And we're going to keep this. Our mana's good. We got a commune. Windswept Heath, go. Opponent cracks. Watery Grave. Well, Death Shadow. Opponent opt. Whatever it is, probably means lots of counters. Inquisition of Kozilek. Probably takes commune here. Yep, takes commune. Bloodstained Mire. Crack Windswept Heath. Grab a forest. Windswept Heath. Crack Windswept Heath. Grab a plains. And let's just Fertile Ground. Does our opponent have Stubborn Denial? Looks that way. Yep, there's a Stubborn Denial. This is a matchup that goes really well if we have Leyline in our opener. Opponent, gonna delve out something big. It's a Tasigur. Well, threat number 1. Well, let's just Ghostly Prison. Pass the turn. This is gonna make it hard for our opponent to attack and leave up interaction. Thoughtseize for our opponent. Yeah. Oh, Overwhelming Splendor. Well, that can come back thanks to Starfield. There's a 1/1 Death Shadow. Opponent. Nope. That's not how Ghostly Prison works. Nope, nope, nope. Opponent passes. I'll play Sacred Foundry, untapped. Getting down Leyline seems reasonable. Pass the turn. Fetch land's a good one. Gets in with Tasigur. Pays for Tasigur. Yep. Down to 12. Well, we gotta go for it. There's no option. Down to 10. We could die here if our opponent hits a land. We lose here if our opponent has another Stubborn Denial. Wow, do they really have it? Steam Vents untapped. Oh, resolves. All right, well, this is it. Our opponent needs to lose 2 life. They need a land. If they draw a land here, we lose. Wow. Opponent is not reading very many of our magic cards, which is very good news for us. Instead of attacking, they run out Thoughtseize, but we have a Leyline. Are they going to target themselves? Is that the plan, to lose? They are. Okay. We get to see their hand. Gets rid of Fatal Push. And now we get to Starfield back Overwhelming Splendor. Yes, please. We will enchant you, opponent. And now we will... Wow, opponent scoops it up! They scoop it up! We got there! Oh my goodness, my goodness! Wow! Alright. Well, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Death Shadow. Chalice works kind of like a Leyline that shuts down all the 1-mana stuff. It's probably worth it if we can find room. Like, go down Palace Siege for Chalice. Go down to Crewfix's Insight for a Chalice. Another Ruined Halo for Death Shadow could be good. Maybe we go down 1 Paradox Haze. Try it, maybe something like that. No Leyline. Lots of ramp. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a keeper. Pluto Delta, and opponent's passing. Maybe they took out some of their discard. Well, lead on Verdant Catacombs, pass the turn. Opponent cracks. Watery Grave, untap. Gotta lose that life. Steam Vents, untap down to 15. And Certain Visions. Opponent, both on top. Well, crack Catacombs. I guess we take Overgrown Tomb tapped. Untap. Play the Forest. Well, let's commune with the gods. Take a Ghostly Prison. Opponent. There's the Thoughtseize. Takes Ghostly Prison. And passing? That's good news. Oh, just kidding. It was the pump fake pass. Now they're passing. Windswept Heath. Crack it. Grab a plains. Trace of Abundance, the forest. Trace of Abundance, the plains. Pass the turn. We're actually not that far away from just hardcasting Cruel Reality. Swamp for our opponent. Snapcaster for Thoughtseize? Yep, Thoughtseize. I wonder what our opponent takes here. Crew fixes Insight. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, come on, Starfield. Fertile Ground. Well, play Windswept Heath. Crack Windswept Heath. Grab a Forest and Fertile Ground. Pass the turn. Opponent gets in with Snapcaster. Oh my goodness, Explosives X2. Well, there goes all of our mana. Also the Snapcaster. All right, come on, Starfield! Starfield! It's open. It's open for a Starfield. Opponent passes. Play a Swamp, pass the turn. Oh, we can't even play Search for Iskanta. Opponent cracks. Watery Grave, untapped. Thoughtseize. Well, if our opponent finds a Death Shadow, it is a super fast clock. Polluted Delta, cracks it. Island, Gurmag Angler. Last card, Colligan's Command to get back Snapcaster. All right, well, Starfield. We got to draw Starfield this turn. This turn. Okay, Trace of Abundance. And now I'm pretty sure it's over. Wow. We were close. We were super close. Opponent gets in for 5. Yep, down to 10. Oh, and they draw Death Shadow. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's game. Well, that was oh, there's a ley line. And we will scoop it up. All right. Well, we were close. We were super close. We're going to run it back and hope that this is the hand with a ley line in it. This hand has Chalice on 1 and that's it. We got a mulligan. I guess we keep. Cannot find a ley line no matter how hard we try. Temple Garden, tapped. Pass the turn. Flooded Strand for our opponent. Cracks it. Looks like they got their discard. Inquisition. Trace of Abundance. Gone. Well, Breeding Pool, untapped. Get down Search for Iskanta. Search for Iskanta's good. Polluted Delta. Opponent cracks it. Watery Grave, down to 14. Serum Visions. And Thoughtseize. Well, come on, Search for Iskanta. Search for Iskanta. I think we keep Fertile Ground. Verdant Catacombs, crack it. Take a Swamp. Fertile Ground, Temple Garden. Ruined Halo. On Death Shadow. Hopefully that's the threat our opponent's working on. Pass the turn. Thought Scours. And a land. Opponent passing. Search for Iskanta. We gotta keep Leyline. Draw Leyline. If this resolves, it would be a big deal. Leyline. Resolves. I mean, it's better before we get torn up by discard, but it's still good. Opponent plays a tap land. Passes. Search for Iskanta. Gotta mill Starfield for now. Play Stomping Grounds tapped. Pass the turn. Opponent cracks Bloodstained Mire. Gets a Swamp. Untaps. Blood Crypt. Tapped. And passes. Search for Iskanta. Well, we're gonna keep this. This is a way to fill our graveyard. So let's Crew Fixes Insight. Get a ley line. Mill a bunch of stuff. Pass the turn. So this means we're set to flip Search for Iskanta next turn. Our opponent still doesn't have a threat. Search for Iskanta. Are we gonna win this? We're not gonna mill, but we are gonna transform. Commune with the gods. Take Starfield. Pass the turn. If we can resolve Starfield, Serum Visions, bottom and top. Cycle Street Wraith. Here comes a threat. Maybe. All right, opponent's passing. Well, let's go digging with Search for Iskanta. Well, we'll take Cruel Reality, I guess. Untap. Play Starfield. Resolves. Oh my god. What does our opponent have? Snapcaster. Okay. We get to start Starfielding, though. Opt. Sure. Okay. Ops. We're still at 17. Yup. We got the ley line. We got that shadow covered. Bloodstained Mire. Opponent gets in for 2. Yep, we take it. Down to 15. Starfield. I guess we get back another Starfield. And our opponent scoops it up! We got there! We're gonna play another enchantment to make sure we wouldn't die. Starfield taking down Death Shadow. Opponent, yeah? They could not pull it off. We had them blanked. Thoughtseize could not target us. Battle Rage not good enough. Death Shadow locked down. Starfield Paradox. This deck kind of works in some really weird way. All right, against the odds time, playing some Starfield Paradox in Modern. We'll keep it. Arid Mesa. I don't know if this is Burn. Not super confident with this hand. Oh, Jeskai Control? Let's play Forest, pass the turn. So what we want to have happen here is our opponent tap out and resolve Search for Iskanta. Arid Mesa. Opponent cracks it. Hollowed Fountain. Untapped. Oh, Mesmeric Orb. Okay. So Verdant Catacombs. Crack Verdant Catacombs. Get a Temple Garden. And Trace of Abundance. This will be very interesting. So here comes a milling. Leyline is helpful, but it would be more helpful if we had gotten it down earlier. What is happening? As foretold, Wheel of Fate. Well, there goes a lot of good cards, and in our hand is a lot of lands. Untap, milled. Ruined Halo doesn't do much. So play the Swamp. Trace of Abundance the Swamp. Actually, we should just play it. Whatever. Add white, Ruined Halo. On Glimpse the Unthinkable. Not sure if this is going to work. Opponent's going to do some milling. Gets a counter on As Foretold. Hedron Crab. And the fetch land. Mills 3. Cracks the fetch land. Mills 3 more. Yup. More Mesmeric Orbs. That's not good. And Jace's Phantasm. Opponent's trying to kill us in every possible way. Cycles of Visions of Beyond. Alright, we get milled for 6. I think we're just dead. Well, alright. If we're going to draw one card, our best draw is by far Starfield of Nyx. I still don't think this is enough. Play the island, pass the turn. But if there's any card that could be enough, that's probably it. So opponent gets milled. Alright, a non-fetch land. Opponent mills us. Mind Funeral. Mills us. 16 cards left. Opponent gets in for 5. Yup. Whoo, boy! I do not know if this will work. Down to 12. Opponent passes. Starfield. Get back Leyline of Sanctity. Get milled a bunch more. Yes, please. Play the Forest. And pass the turn. Unfortunately, our enchantments are creatures now, which is not good. It potentially turns them on to removal. As foretold. Opponent passes. I think we just got to take another Leyline. I think that's safest. Play Windswept Heath, pass the turn. Restore Balance is brutal. Wheel of Fate's pretty bad. Wheel of Fate probably means we're dead. Mesmeric Orb. And another Wheel of Fate. And we're dead. So, we're going to bring in our Chalice of the Voids. We will bring in Nevermore. We will bring in Gideon's Intervention. We are going to go down Ghostly Prisons. We're going to go down Curse of Death's Hold. Maybe even on the Palace Siege. And, yeah, let's try it like that. Opponent's on the Ultra Jank plan. We will start with a mulligan. And looks like we will keep mulliganing. Hand's pretty bad. Fertile Ground to the bottom. This is not how we drew it up. Temple Garden tapped. Pass the turn. We just got nothing going on. Opponent also did a bit of mulliganing, but we'll see. Land? Not a land. Alright. Opponent hitting their land drops. And Mesmeric Orb. That is annoying. Well, we get a land. So Verdant Catacombs, crack Verdant Catacombs. Grab a forest. And unfortunately, we got to tap mana. Trace of Abundance, our forest. And pass the turn. So we're going to start getting milled. Opponent mills, couple of lands. Tormod's Crypt. Oh my god. Another Mesmeric Orb. Well, we're going to get milled for 4. Leyline, land, assemble. We'll play Windswept Heath. Crack Windswept Heath. Grab a forest. Play Fertile Ground on our forest. Play Crewfix's Insight. Greater Oromancy. Leyline. I guess Trace of Abundance. Pass the turn. Opponent's been very good at drawing Mesmeric Orbs, I have to say. Opponent, passing. We get milled for a bunch. Trace of Abundance. Well, Trace of Abundance on Temple Garden. Leyline of Sanctity. Alright, opponent cashes in their Tormod's Crypt. Exiles our graveyard. Pass the turn. Well, we'll see. Fountain. Untapped. Ensnaring Bridge. Well, here's the milling. There goes a Starfield. We draw a land. We'll play Greater Oromancy. Godless Shrine, untapped. Trace of Abundance. And pass the turn. Opponent's gonna get milled a bit. We need to draw and resolve Starfield. If we do that, we have a chance. But we have to do it pretty quickly, or we're gonna mill out 2 Mesmeric Orbs. Come on, no Starfield milled. Commune with the gods. Let's just pass the turn. I'd rather our opponent make the first move. Cycles Visions. Plays a land. Cracks it. We have 1 Chalice left. Restore Balance suspended. Come on, deck. Crewfix's Insight. Ugh. Well, we're going to go for it. If we lose, we lose. Commune with the gods. Starfield. Cast Starfield. We can't attack. Because attacking would mean more tap things for Mesmeric Orb. If our opponent finds another Mesmeric Orb, we lose here, I think. We're in really rough shape no matter what. Opponent cycles. Another Visions. Oh, they found... Well, that was a good cycle. Yup. Good game. Oh, Jace's Phantasm. No, that's not good game. Wheel of Fate. We get milled out by Mesmeric Orb. Then we will scoop it up. Well, that's the joy of Against the Odds. Sometimes you're the one beating the odds, and sometimes the odds beat you. Alright, Against the Odds time. Playing some Starfield Paradox in Modern. And, I mean, this looks pretty good. Start with a ley line, ramp into Curse of Misfortune. See what our opponent's doing. Breeding Pool. Tapped. And passes. Well, Breeding Pool, tapped. Pass the turn. Opponent. Botanical Sanctum. Master of the Pearl Trident. This will be interesting. Windswept Teeth. Crack Windswept Teeth. Grab a Plains. And Fertile Ground. Question's going to be, can we curse Tutor before we're dead? Or draw like Sphere of Safeties or something. Opponent. Oh, Regerie. Opponent gets in for 3. Probably means our hand's going to be too slow. I'll play the Forest. Fertile Ground the Forest. Yeah, if they didn't have Regerie, I think we'd be fine. But Regerie is not just a lord. It is, you get to make 4 extra mana. Assuming our opponent just has a reasonable hand of magic cards. Opponent. Okay. No attacks. Passes. I am extremely confused. Well, I mean, we gotta go for it. We don't have any other possibilities. Curse of Misfortune. Targeting our opponent. Sacred Foundry tapped. Okay. Well, since our opponent just passed their turn for no very apparent reason, we might actually just be favored. Island. Curse Catcher untaps. Huh. Regerie. I mean, our opponent's going to town, but I think skipping that turn... Lord of Atlantis. Well, we're taking 10 here. 10 is a lot. Wow. Does this mean we're still just dead? Whoa. We take 10... I think we're going to stabilize at 1 life. Down to 6. Opponent passes. Curse. Yes, please. Overwhelming Splendor. Play Paradox Haze. Targeting ourself. Wow. Temple Garden tapped. Pass the turn. So our opponent can hit us to 1, but then we hardlock creatures. Island. Opponent. Gets in for 5. Hits us to 1. 1 life point. Yup. No mutagenic growth. All right. Well, now we get to Tutor with Curse. Get Curse of Deathhold. Tutor with Curse. Get... Wow. Cruel Reality. I guess we might as well assemble the Legion. Play Assemble the Legion. We're going to win this at 1 life. Pass the turn. Wow. That 1 missed turn for our opponent. Let us basically do our nut draw. Now, creatures are hard locked out of the game. Opponent plays an island. We're out of tutor targets for this curse, but it doesn't even matter. We've done our damage. So, extra upkeep, no tutoring with curse. We got all of our curses. But we will start assembling the Legion. And our opponent scoops it up. Wow. Well, it was a little fortunate that our opponent did not play magic cards at 1 turn. Bring in our 2 Wraths. We can go down Ley Lines of Sanctity. Bring in Greater Oromancy and a Runed Halo. And just try it like that. Well, alright. A little mana light, but we have Sphere of Safety. And Crufix's Insight can potentially find us mana. Breeding Pool, tapped, pass the turn. Opponent, Cavern, on Merfolk. And here comes a Lord. Yep, Master of Pearl Trident. Opponent's on the play this game, which is going to make it hard. Gets in. 4-3. Yup. Windswept Teeth. Crack it. Grab a Plains and a Greater Oromancy. Ghostly Prison might help. We're still going to want to hit lands. Oh, that's actually really bad for us. That means we can't cast Ghostly Prison. Opponent gets in for 5. Verdant Catacombs. Crack it. Well, this is painful, but it gets the job done. Godless Shrine. Down to 8. Play Ghostly Prison. Pass the turn. Another land is good. Silvergill, Revealing Branch Walker, draws a card. This means our opponent can't attack this turn. Opponent passes. Commune with the gods. So I think we have to commune. Alright, there's Trace of Abundance. Trace of Abundance, our forest. This might let us do it. We have exactly enough mana for Sphere of Safety next turn. You can only attack with 1. Opponent hits us. Yup, down to 5. Opponent passes. I mean, we gotta do it. If they have Spell Pierce, then they got us. I don't think there's any way around that. Sphere of Safety. Come on. Oh, no Spell Pierce. All right. That buys us some time. Cavern of Souls. Opponent. Lord of Atlantis. Sure. Well, more Lords doesn't actually help. Opponent passes. Palace Siege. Yeah, let's just crew fix his insight. Ghostly Prison. Assemble the Legion. Pass the turn. Milled one of our Wraths. Opponent. Going to realize how expensive attacking is. No attacks. Silvergill Adept. Revealing Branchwalker. Yup. And here comes Branchwalker. Ether Vial. Opponent's got to mill that. Yup. Now there's a land. Play the Swamp. Let's just play Assemble. Pass the turn. The Spreading Seas is actually making it really hard to cast multiple things. We have a little bit of safety because our opponent's got to kill Auramancy before they can kill our other stuff. Plays an island. Branchwalker. I mean, our opponent's got an impressive board. Opponent passes. We start getting 1/1s. Fertile Ground is pretty sweet. So let's Fertile Ground our Swamp. Cast a bunch of enchantments. So Ghostly Prison. Ruined Halo. I don't know if there's anything worth naming here. I don't even know. I guess we'll just name Abandoned Reason. Pass the turn. Ugh. Alright. There goes Greater Auramancy. Breeding Pool. Tapped. Well, we're in a somewhat fragile state. More Branchwalkers. Spreading Seas, our Swamp. The other problem is now they could draw an Echoing Truth, and that would get us. Opponent passes. We keep assembling. We might just have to play Starfield now. Yeah, Starfield. Gotta do it. Temple Garden, tapped. The reason we gotta do this is because we need to get back that Greater Auramancy. Mutavault. Opponent. Alright, another Lord, sure. And passes? Whew. Opponent passes. Oh, thank goodness. Now we get to Starfield back Greater Auramancy. Next turn, we get to Starfield back Paradox Haze and double up everything, and then we're in pretty sweet shape. Well, let's Fertile Ground the Swamp. Play Palace Siege. On Dragons? On Dragons. And we will pass the turn. Start slowly draining our opponent out. Paradox Haze coming next turn. Oh, this game, this board! Spreading Seas. Yup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 enchantment. Yeah. It costs like 15 to attack with one creature. Regery. Oh, what a ridiculous game. Passes. Now, Palace Siege, Assemble the Legion, Starfield back, Paradox Haze. We will enchant ourselves. Make some tokens. Gain some life. I mean, we might as well play the Curse, although it's not really doing anything. Curse of Deathhold, enchanting our opponent. Overgrown Tomb, tapped. And we will pass the turn. Oh, we need a way to get enchantments in our graveyard. I mean, I guess 2 upkeeps for Assemble the Legion is still pretty sweet. Opponent passes. I don't think we win this turn, but maybe next turn we do drain for 4. And make 9 tokens? Opponent's down to 16. Go again. Run it back. Drain, assemble. Well, Trace of Abundance. Our Godless Shrine land. We might win by attacking, but we're just going to wait one more turn. I don't think it's worth it. We'll just pass. We definitely win by attacking without attacking with our enchantments next turn. This board state. What do you got, opponent? Do you have an answer? Harbinger of Tides. Okay. Well, that's a combo. They can bounce a token. Ooh. I guess they can bounce Greater Auramancy. I guess if they have also Echoing Truth, then our opponent could steal this. Oh, maybe we actually should have done the math to see if we would have won last turn. So taps and bounces. 11, 12, 13. All right. It's just a Harbinger of Tides. That does... Oh, no, it doesn't do it. It doesn't do it. Oh, goodness. I was worried for a minute. It actually doesn't do it. Wow. Our opponent found a way out from under the lock. The problem is this Palace Siege has gained us enough life that just getting in with one creature is not actually enough. So they can bounce our Sphere of Safety, have to pay 4 for Ghostly Prisons. They can hit us with any one creature, but their biggest creature is 7 power. So we'll drop down to 4. but then we attack back for lethal. Wow, opponent almost got out from under this. What a ridiculous game. Taps our sphere of safety. Yup. Bounces sphere of safety. Yup. The extra upkeeps coming through. Hits us for 7. Nope, does not work that way. Maybe our opponents, because of the 2 mismatched art, is missing the fact that we have 2 ghostly prisons. They're probably going to be a little disappointed. Gets in for 7. Pays 4. So we drop back to 4. Yup. Opponent passes. We get a few upkeeps. Assemble the Legion. 6 tokens. Drain our opponent. Down to 10. Another upkeep. Assemble the Legion. I think we'll make 7 tokens. Drain our opponent. Down to 8. And yeah, we will just attack with the Horde. Pretty sure this gets the job done. Pretty confident. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, my goodness. What a ridiculous game. Opponent's going to put in the effort. I mean, you played this long. You might as well block it out. Opponent's blocking. And blocking. And blocking. Also blocking. Yeah, we just have a few too many soldiers. Yup. I think that's enough. Wow. What a game. What a game. Well, Starfield Paradox. Still doing it. Still doing it.
So what do we learn this week about Starfield Paradox in Modern? And overall, the deck works surprisingly well. We got in 6 matches. We won 4 of them. So like 66.67%, something like that. As far as games, we won 8 out of 13, which is also over 60%. So a fairly surprisingly competitive deck for being crazy 5-color curses, Paradox Haze, just tons of crazy stuff going on. So I think the deck was actually pretty good. And I was impressed that we didn't just jank out all of our wins. One of the ways I was thinking we might get wins is if you run into burn, they get a draw without creatures, or you get down your sphere of safety and your Leyline of Sanctity, you can just get these weird free wins that don't really involve Paradox Haze, don't really involve our upkeep stuff, but we actually got a lot of wins because of our upkeep stuff, our Starfield of Nyx, our Curse of Misfortunes, tutoring up curses, Paradox Haze, doubling up our muster counters on Assemble the Legion. So it wasn't just like we janked out wins and it had nothing to do with our deck, it actually worked pretty well. And I really love how this deck uses Paradox Haze. That's probably my favorite part of this whole deck, is the fact that we can just kind of mill it over in the early game, because until we get down our Starfields and our Assemble the Legions and our Curse of Misfortunes, Paradox Haze just does literally nothing. So it's nice to have the option to mill it with Search for Iskanta, or dump it in our graveyard with a Crew Fix's Insight, or with our Commune with the Gods, and then always get it back with the Starfield of Nyx, and that's when Paradox Haze is insane, by just speeding up our Starfield of Nyx and our Curse of Misfortunes to warp speed and really letting us take over the game quickly. The ability to double Curse Tutor and get not just the Overwhelming Splendor, but also the Curse of Deathhold in the same turn cycle. Really, really powerful against creature decks. Getting back our Leyline of Sanctity along with something else. Very good against non-creature decks. So overall, I was surprised by how competitive the deck was. I think Paradox Haze did some really powerful things. The ability to curse our opponent out of the game was very strong. And Starfield of Nyx, while it's high risk, and you probably noticed that in some of our games. Some of our games, we'd have the Starfield, we'd kind of want to cast the Starfield, but we'd be like, if we play this, then our opponent can kill our creatures, kill our enchantments because they're now creatures, and that could backfire and have everything go wrong. So while it was high risk, it's also extremely powerful. So overall, the deck was pretty fun and surprisingly competitive, so can't really complain about that one. Record was good, fun to play, did some really cool things. So that's been our Against the Odds for this week. Starfield Paradox for Modern. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.